crystal spiral, which is based on the CRIST code, First Creation Eternal Life program, and we've got the Fibonacci spiral, which is a fallen spiral based on the Metatronic code program. Now, on this planet, for a very long time, we've actually had both creational programs running simultaneously. Now, each of these creational programs create a completely separate reality that with its own geometry and physics and laws and stuff like that, and they're actually overlapping on top of each other. We're actually experiencing both of these creational code programs on top of each other at the same time, which has caused many problems on this planet. Now, what's interesting is this point here is where the two spirals will cross. Now, if you actually Google like the numbers of the Fibonacci sequence, and follow the number, this spiral would be a representation of the numbers of the Fibonacci spiral. On the Fibonacci spiral, you actually get the number 144, which would be at this point here. Now, the crystal spiral also has a number progression sequence, and it also has 144 on it as well. You'd have to see how it was actually calculated. I've done another separate post on that, but the number 144 is basically on the crystal spiral as well. And interestingly, 144 is the point where they both cross. Now, and basically this time where they're going to cross is actually in November 2023. So we're here somewhere in terms of time, because this is like a time spiral. So we're somewhere in this period here, just before that they cross. We've got about 2 years before they cross. Now, what happens is when they cross, the Fibonacci spiral, which is based on the fallen Metatronic code, it's designed to grab on this red line, this Fibonacci spiral. It's designed to grab on to the crystal spiral and prevent the crystal spiral from connecting to these points, and it tries to pull the crystal spiral down and to adopt the Fibonacci spiral, which basically pulls it away from the 12 point, which is actually it's actually the center point of the next level up. But basically, it tries to pull it down into fall alignment, right? Which is not going to happen, but that's what it intends to do. Okay, so I'll just put this little bit of text up. So on the 8th and 9th of November 2023, the organic crystal spiral time wave separates from the inorganic fallen Metatronic spiral time wave. So you have until then to decide which time wave you are aligning with. If you align with the descending time wave, which is the Fibonacci spiral, after the snap point of the trumpet pulse and Jehovian seal cycle, which is a whole series of nasty sort of energetic pulses that are happening at the moment, then I'm unsure what your options would be, so it's probably best to decide now. So you can literally choose which of these reality fields that you want to align with and follow. So at this point here, you can either go with the crystal spiral and follow the natural Christic ascension path, or if you get sort of locked onto the Fibonacci spiral, you will experience a different reality. Now, the further these get away from each other, it's my belief that each reality will eventually start phasing out of each other's perceptual range. So it's important to choose which of these reality fields you align with now. So what's happening on the planet now, in terms of all the craziness that is happening, they're trying to lower the frequency of the planet to basically pull us all down into lower frequencies of consciousness, because they're trying to secure as many people of the quantum of the life field, if you like, in order to follow this Fibonacci spiral. So that's not good at all. Okay, so this is the nasty mess that causes the Fibonacci spiral. This shape here is referred to as Metatron's cube, and as you can see, it's based on hex geometry, number 6, because it's got 6 balls. And you can actually see here it forms like a hexagram. And this here is called the flower of life, which is basically all as this is. It's just a face, another face of this fallen creational code program. So imagine a circle being 360 degrees. Now, what actually happens in the Metatron's cube template? You have 6 increments of 60 degrees to make the 360 degrees. So each one of these increments is a 60-degree increment. Okay, so that's one of the ways that you can tell a fallen template, by its 60-degree increment. And if you look on the flower of life, again, you can see that it works on 60-degree increments. And basically it's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is just a pattern that is drawn over this. It's one and the same. So I've said Metatron's cube is a face of the Metatronic code, and to put it bluntly, is fallen black hole creational mechanics based on false finite inorganic sextant hex geometry. So if you want to be on the up train, i.e. the Christic ascension path, you would be well advised to avoid Metatron's cube, this, the flower of life, or as we call it, the daisy of death, the golden mean, and the Fibonacci spiral. These are all fallen mechanics and part of the descending inorganic time wave. So if you don't believe any of this is real, I'm going to show you something now which I've seen recently, which was it's quite amazing actually. Well, not this, it's the next slide, but this is just to show you the geometry of Metatron's cube, the fallen Metatron's cube, Metatronic code, and that you can use it to create shapes, geometric shapes. I believe that these are called the Platonic solids, and these are just geometric shapes that are able to be created on top of the fallen Metatron's cube. So I watched a film at the weekend with my children called Soul, and I don't know if you've seen it. It's a good film to watch with the kids, but when I was watching it, I noticed some very interesting things that were in the film, which I'll show you next. But without spoiling the story, basically it's about this fella here, and he's a jazz musician, and he gets this gig to play in a band. It's his lifelong dream, but unfortunately, before he gets to play in the band, he dies, and his soul goes to a place called the Great Before. So as soon as he gets there, he meets this woman in the Great Before, and she says that the Great Before is the holding pattern before life. Now this woman is holding a clipboard with the fallen flower of life, daisy of death template, which was quite interesting. That immediately got me to start snapping pictures off the film as I was watching it. So this woman in the Great Before, she says that she's the divine template holding things together, and in the movie she morphs into her true form, which, as you can see with these angles here, in the way that the circles overlap, these are all 60-degree angles. So basically what they're implying in the movie is that the divine template holding things together is the fallen Metatronic code. Right, now you've got to remember, Hollywood is just, they put these things in these movies because they know what they mean, and they know the significance of them, because they're all fallen angelics, so that's what they do. Okay, so in the Great Before, basically what they do is they give out templates and personalities to souls before they incarnate into a body on planet Earth. This is like the story of the movie. And as you can see, they're all like attending this seminar to decide which soul template they're going to get. And lo and behold, yep, they're giving them all Daisy of Death templates.